Hi YouTube, I'm here to talk about artist burnout or artist block. When you don't know what to draw, you don't have any motivation and you're just laying in your bed giving up basically. And I have those every couple weeks. So like maybe a month in, I'm having a day where I just don't want to do anything besides lay down and hate my art basically. But the way I go around that, beat that, is getting inspiration from other people, but not stealing their art. Plagiarism is not okay, but that's common sense. Getting back to the topic, how do you bring yourself up from that kind of depression? So one way I can, give myself some hype is be productive in other things rather than just drawing or painting a picture. So if I can't paint or draw that day, I go to my desk, which I am right now, either think of video ideas to post, think of topics I can talk about personally that I can speak to an audience, go on my sketchbook, which I am in my sketchbook, and I flip through the things that I have already done, and I go back and say, well, can I do that better? And you can do like a redraw, like a time-lapse redraw. Or you can go in your sketchbook. So my sketchbook doubles as my notepad. So I don't know if people do that or if it's just me, but I go and write in my sketchbook things I'm planning for future dates and stuff. So right here, I'm already planning stuff in my sketchbook of things I want to talk about or things I potentially want to draw when I have the skills or the art, what's it called? Or the art supplies I need for that specific piece. So right now, I am kind of in an art slump, not gonna lie. Like, I kind of feel like, oh, my art is not at the expectation I want it to be or at the standard I want it to be. When that feeling comes around, I don't really take it so hard where I'm like sobbing, crying. I take it as like, okay, well, I need to sit down and think. I need to sit down and kind of feel myself out, what I really want, what is my career goal, and I kind of look to the future for help. Even though that's a weird kind of thing to do, it's not weird, but it's kind of one of my steps that I take. So I sit down and I get out my sketchbook and I flip to the left side of the page where I write my notes and I write down some goals that I want to complete and some upcoming dates that I need to get some stuff ready for. And when you have dates or due dates for art, it doesn't really need to come from inspiration. It just needs to come from, okay, I need to get this done. And while getting something, like just starting something, instantly you feel like, okay, this is work. So you're working, and then it comes later on, okay, this work is now creation. I'm creating something. And then that mood of motivation for an artwork to come out is there. It comes naturally, but it doesn't always start there. You gotta have to push yourself to be there. And that's usually what my workflow is like. So I know that having a clean art desk really helps my kind of ideas flow in. So right now it's not the cleanest, but it's cleaner. It's clean enough to where I can draw. So I will show you guys my little setup. It's not anything grand or extravagant. I'm a very poor artist, not gonna lie, but who isn't, right? Who is not struggling? So just get your art desk set up to where you feel comfortable. You feel like you're doing something great, or you're doing something that's worth it. And the second thing, it's probably like the third thing I said, to be honest. The third thing is making art. You want to kind of be on social media. Go on Instagram and see how other artists, the successful artists, set up their page and see if they have a theme going on and see what their style is, because finding a style in your art can be really hard, and sometimes that's where art block comes from, not having a style. And you're like, dang, I want to draw something, but I'm looking at everybody else's art and they're all put together. They have their own style, they have an audience. But when you're starting from a really small audience like I am, it's best just to draw for fun, and then once you really start getting serious about it, kind of sit down in your little sketch notebook and figure out, okay, where do I want to go? Do I want to go in? Do I want to do concept art? Do I want to do anime art? I do anime art. Or are you drawing illustrations for a novel or book cover? Like, where do you want to go in your life with art? You want to paint surrealism. I love surrealism art. I love looking at surrealism art. And if that's where I want to go towards for painting, that means I'm gonna have to start painting those type of things. So go in my notebook, sketch some short little thumbnails of paintings I want to do in the future once I get those art supplies. That takes up time. It gives me time to get a little creation mode. Go on Instagram, like I said, and follow some hashtags on Instagram. Like, I follow a lot of hashtags on Instagram where random artists pop up, and then I can say, oh wow, I love the way they use color, or oh wow, that line art is so clean. And that gives me little goals of how to get better at my art, little goals that I can do to get better, or to create my own audience by having continuous content going out. Right now, my goal is to get my YouTube videos consistently out. My YouTube channel was different before. Now this year, I'm starting a whole new, starting from basically zero from this channel. And I'm going bit by bit. It takes bit by bit to grow something. And I think you're gonna have to accept that part. Accept that it takes time to grow. With everything, there's a strategy, there's a business aspect to art, which is art business. And that takes some time to learn, but that's also something you can go into and say, okay, right now I cannot draw. Right now I'm exhausted with my work. I can't look at it right now. But take a break. Then you need to breathe first, because sometimes I get so overwhelmed with myself and say, am I wasting my time? No, because I love it. I love art. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love anime. I love manga. Just love to do what I want to do, right? Sometimes it feels like you're forcing yourself, and that means, well, what am I working towards? Is always a question you have to ask yourself. It's always a question I'm asking myself. With a video like this, why am I making a video like this? Well, I know how it feels to be this way. I know how it feels to be unmotivated. So getting this message out of saying it takes time to grow. You need to plan things out. There's a business aspect to art. It means that I need to work for the career I want. That doesn't mean the career I want has to be something so draining. I think it just needs some more planning. I'm going all around. I'm just making, there's no script I have. Even though I'm talking about planning, I'm not scripting this. Just because when I'm in my art block, I want to kind of I want to naturally just get out of it. I'm rambling. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about. So art block, let me see. Or artist burnout. A lot of it too, to get out of artist burnout, is to take a break. You need to take a nap. You need to eat some food or something. You need to go on a walk. Do something. Bring your sketchbook in a little backpack. Bring your sketchbook everywhere just in case you have a random idea. But go do something. Even if it's by yourself. Even if it's just 10 steps out the door, or taking a 30 or an hour nap and just be like, I need to stop and take a break and get a new perspective on things. That's the point, to get a new perspective, because you're stuck in your own little cycle of failure that you put yourself in. So you just need to put yourself out of it. Look at other artists or art history. I love watching art history channels on YouTube. So when I don't have any inspiration, and I watch art history channels, and my style of art isn't necessarily classic oil painting style where you're looking at stuff like Van Gogh or Munch, like those classic style artists. You don't really have to paint like that to get inspiration from them. You're just looking at them because their life is in their art. They are bringing something from themselves into their artwork many people can relate to from across all the world, right? So that gives you inspiration too, to think about your own life and be like, well, I don't think I'm that interesting, but maybe I can relate with some other people. Maybe some other people do enjoy my art, even if it's 1 or 2 people. On my Instagram, I like to post stories of my progress of my art that I have done, and then I would post on my stories questions like, what kind of genre of manga do you like to read? Because I'm trying to do short stories right now in manga style. Or, what do you guys, I posted, help, I need help, I want to draw something, but I don't know what to draw. Can you guys help me? And then around 7 or 8 people responded with art prompts I can do. Art prompts are another great way to get out of art slump. Go online and look at art prompts, but to have even more of a motivation, go online and look at art prompts that are part of a competition. Webtoon has contests. I don't know if yearly, they're probably not yearly, but they have contests on Webtoon where you can create a webtoon and submit it into their contest online by, of course, a due date. And if you win, you can be an author for a comic. Metabank, which I am currently looking at, Artstreet, which is their platform that Metabank has. I am all up in their community. Their art community is so well done, but it's also really small. So that gives you more of a chance to win some of their daily art challenges they have, weekly art challenges, all with their own art prompts, and it's in multiple languages. So you're just gonna go on their website and see what languages they do have. If you don't speak English, or if you have friends you want to send this website to and they don't speak English, check what languages they have, and then go on Artstreet and do their art prompts. That Artstreet helped me get more motivated to finish my art. And another thing is, take responsibility for yourself, or take responsibility for your artwork, meaning when you start something, try to finish it. And when I post those work in progress photos for my Instagram story, I hold myself accountable for that piece, that art piece, and to finish it so I can post a finished art piece on my social media. And social media will help get my artwork noticed, right? You'll get in front of new audiences or new eyes. So that's another way to get out of art slump, is take progress photos, videos, hold yourself accountable to finish it to the end. And once you finish it, be proud of yourself because you finished an art piece. You don't just rush right into the next one. You can take a break and be like, okay, I finished this. I really like how it came out personally. Don't take anybody else's judgment yet. I really like how it came out personally. I'm gonna post it on my social media, and then analyze your work. You can analyze, okay, well, I really like how I did this, but I was kind of struggling on this part. Like if I would say, I really like how I did this portrait, but I struggled on color mixing. Get your resources out, like YouTube. Go and research how to do color mixing for portraits. And then practice along with the people who are teaching you on YouTube. And then you get more motivation to do another portrait. You know, I really understand color mixing now. I can do another portrait. So it's really about kind of using your resources that you do have when you're in an art slump. What art slump basically means when you don't understand something. I don't understand what style I'm going for. I don't understand how to do this. I don't understand how to make my art stand out from the rest. You gotta research about the art community and the art styles, and you gotta try things. You gotta try new things. And disclaimer, this is basically like a pep talk to myself. Like when I get down in the dumps, and I'm just like, I want to draw, but I don't know what to draw. Or I want to draw, but I don't have any supplies. I'm broke. I don't have any money. I'm not making money off my art. Well, everybody starts like that. Nobody makes money off their art right away. They kind of just, they get skilled first. First of all, you got to be skilled, and then people start noticing. And the way people start noticing is if you put content out there. So that's what I'm trying to do, is put content out there. And then if you don't have art supplies, start with the basics. Pencil and an eraser with some copy paper. That's how I started. Copy paper, pencil, and an eraser. I remember drawing when I was younger with my friends, and we would draw anime style characters and whatnot. And then when I got older, I tried to do a little bit more advanced stuff with graphite pencils. And then I started to do graphite portraits, and then I started to do stuff with ballpoint pens. Still to this day, I can draw with a ballpoint pen, and it's still fun to me, because drawing does not mean that you have to, you know, have the best supplies. It just means creation. That's all it is. But once you have the opportunity, or you have the blessing of having art supplies that are a little bit more professional, that's when you get really into it, and that comes another stage of being an artist, is kind of hiding from other artists. Be like, oh my god, they're so good, and they have the best paints, and whatever excuses, insecurities you have about your own art, it will start to come out. But that's natural. That if nobody is too confident about their art. People who are professionals in the art world, they know they're good at what they do, right? But they always are still learning new things. Like they reach for that. They reach for the opportunity to learn something else. Also, give the opportunity for others to learn from them. A lot of artists online who are professionals do tutorials. They do a lot of live talks and stuff like that, like how I'm doing right now. I want to consider myself the most successful artist right now at this state, but that's because I'm just in the process. I'm starting out just like everybody else, but I am going to be a professional artist just like them. It just takes time. I'm still figuring out myself. When they have taken the years, they've already taken the years to figure themselves out, right? They're ahead of the game already just because they took the steps. So I also have to take the steps. I can't skip anything. It doesn't work that way. I can't post a YouTube video and think, oh, it's gonna be popular overnight. No, it takes time, and that is okay. Another way you can get out of art block is just when you're looking at a blank piece of paper. When you're looking at a blank piece of paper, you got nothing. I kind of try to think, okay, this is a blank canvas. What story do I want to tell? That's a good way to get out of art block. What story do I want to tell? I try to do that in my art. I try to tell a story in my art. And sometimes it takes more than one day. You don't have to don't put a time limit on yourself unless it's needed. Don't put a time limit on yourself. Get the story out. But then this comes to another topic, which is due dates. When you do have to have a time limit. Brings me back to the competitions. Right now I'm trying to enter an international manga competition. For this art prompt, there is no restrictions when it comes to genres, right? So I'm getting out of my comfort zone and going for horror. It's out of my comfort zone because I usually don't draw horror artwork or concept art. I usually go towards some more or kawaii or cute style pieces. I even do clay art, which people don't know I do on this channel because I don't post clay art on this one. But But I even do clay art. This is a clay dish I made. This is cute little donut earrings. Like, I do other things in the art realm other than drawing anime or painting with surrealism. That's another way is to branch out into the other art forms and see what you like. Oh, the manga contest. I went out of my comfort zone because I wanted to see could I do it. Going into that, since I knew nothing about drawing horror myself, like actually physically drawing it, what I did is researched. I went online and said, what are good horror mangas that are already well known that people love and for what reason? You really gotta analyze other people's work to make your work better, right? You don't want to just be a writer and have horrible writing. You kind of have to study your own writing and revise your own writing and then read other people, great authors already out there and see, well, why are they so great? And then it will help you develop your own story. Characters and character growth and how anatomy for the characters, for the drawings and background scenes. Like, there's a whole lot that goes into comics. All I'm trying to say is just do it. Do it. It being your end goal what is your end goal, and do it, meaning practice. Take the steps and relax. Kai, relax. Take a breath. But, alright. That's it for this crazy life talk. I don't know what I'm going to be putting over this audio that I'm using or this video. I don't know. I'm probably going to do some art so I can inspire you guys to do art. So, bye.